Hey everybody, welcome to the Simhanger. My name is Mark, and in this video we're going to have a look at the frequently asked questions and answers posted on the Microsoft Flight Simulator forum, plus one or two others that we already know the answers to. I'll also share some of my personal opinions and points to note to help you manage expectations. The next version of Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming out on the 19th of November on all platforms and on Game Pass. This is not an update to the existing Microsoft Flight Simulator, but a separate version and a separate purchase. They go on to state that airports and aircraft that are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, as well as virtually all marketplace add-ons, will be supported. Furthermore, and of significance, they've also stated that all marketplace purchases, with perhaps one or two exceptions, and those are likely to be utilities, tools, enhancements, etc., will work in the new Microsoft Flight Simulator version and not need to be repurchased. However, and relevant to PC users, are third-party products purchased directly from the developer or through third parties other than the marketplace. In cases where it's just a drag and drop into the community folder, then installing these into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 will be a straightforward process. But where an installer is required, well, a new installer may be needed from the relevant developer. Whether or not these programs will be a free transfer to the new sim will be at the discretion of the developer themselves, and I'm aware that quite a number of them have already made that statement on their various websites to provide reassurance to their customers. One of the more frequent queries that I've seen is, with missions now being included in the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, have Microsoft changed focus and turning more towards a game-type style? Well, I'm pleased to say this appears certainly not to be the case. As highlighted in the most recent trailer, the world is there for you to explore in aircraft of your choice, just as it was in the previous version. However, a variety of missions are now going to be included in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, providing us simmers with another dimension and challenge to our flight sim experience. Selecting missions are likely to be varied in terms of difficulty and challenge, and of course purely optional. Microsoft and Asobo, in answering a question as to will there be improvements in the core sim technology, have listed a number of features that they want achieved in the new version. This includes improved multi-threading to improve performance, and in turn improved memory management, I assume. Should be noted, however, there's a difference between multi-threading and multi-core. Multi-threading is a virtual component which can optimize performance and scalability. Multi-core, on the other hand, is a hardware component which at the base level improves multitasking capability and efficiency. Let's hope in the deliverables that Microsoft and Asobo deliver both. We can expect further refinements in terms of aerodynamic and physics. A new failure wear and tear system is very welcome, and a cockpit tablet available by default, hopefully for all aircraft, which at the base level hopefully will allow us to determine the startup state for the aircraft as well as import flight plans. They've also stated faster download, load and installation times. Asobo have said one of their biggest priorities for the sim is to improve the simulator's data management. And one of the architectural changes being made is using the cloud streaming to help ensure that the client becomes thin, aiding memory utilization as well, with only the textures, meshes and map data required to avoid unnecessary bandwidth and disk usage. They say this will keep the minimum performance specs at the current level, and something that's necessary for them primarily due to the restrictions on the Xbox. One of the things the second trailer did very well was highlight the changes in scenery and terrain that we can expect within the new sim. Improved ground textures and cliffs, and if you watch the trailer closely you'll see a greatly increased variety of trees, from palm trees to acacia trees on the savanna of Africa. It will include worldwide live ship traffic, that's going to be very interesting. Accurate live and real-world liveries are a welcome addition to the immersion within the sim. Full seasons and improved storms and lighting effects. We're already aware that VR, virtual reality compatibility, is built in as it is with the current sim, And many virtual pilots out there will be hoping that VR gets a little bit of love and attention, having stagnated within the sim for some time from a development perspective. Top of the list for many VR pilots is probably going to be support for eye tracking and interactive hand tracking. Well, that would be a massive boost. As you watch through the second trailer, link in the notes below by the way, you'll notice substantially improved animations, particularly as far as people are concerned. We can expect a much wider and varied selection of avatars as pilots and passengers, hopefully improved dynamic interaction with our environment around us, as well as new and improved camera options. I think it goes without saying that all the current range of peripherals will be supported and hopefully more of them will have default configurations. But one thing certainly requiring attention in my opinion is the range and ability to configure those peripherals, particularly in terms of such things as prop feathering or reverse thrust. We need controls for separate engines and axes, as well as an expanded range of configuration options, particularly for turboprops. And the current selection can often be found wanting when it comes to multiple engines. One thing that we know Asobo is already working on is improving the efficiency of the memory management. And this for many simmers will be a massive boon to performance and will go a long way to helping resolve some of those stutters and micro pauses that are constant companions, particularly with those on slightly less capable GPUs. However, we need to bear in mind that whilst they are bringing these system improvements into place, they're adding new features and functions to the sim, which in turn will be demanding by themselves. So to some degree it's going to be give with the one hand and take with the other. But nonetheless, we can look forward to an improved flight simulation experience, more realistic and immersive, and the single biggest positive out of all of this is that Microsoft is listening to the community, they're interacting with us to a level that quite frankly exceeds almost any other developer that I'm aware of for a mainline sim. And if you're excited for the new sim just as I am, who knows what else hasn't been revealed yet? And in essence, I've got to say what a great time to be into flight simulation. And with FS Expo just round the corner, hopefully Microsoft will be giving out a little bit more information to keep us pacified until November. Thank you as always for joining me. I hope you found this in some way useful and informative. Stay well, look after yourselves. I'll see you all again very soon. And ciao for now.